I will do a tutorial for Bootstrap today, so we can start. The first thing, as you can see, the version is the 5.2. Maybe when we will watch this video it will be another version, but for my part I take the most recent. Don't hesitate to consult the website, so this is really important to know how to use the library. Bootstrap is for the CSS and the styling. It's a library already prepared with a lot of styling, and it gave really a nice presentation already with some convention for the UI and the UX, so you can see directly here. It creates a chart, a graphic chart, so you have a multiple theme, but feel free to change some color also, so it will be possible. So we can start. I have my application online with the stack Blitz, but it's possible also to do on a new application on your local machine. I will explain the both. First, we will start with the stack Blitz. Here, I indicate the package name that I will reuse. It will be Bootstrap. And we can press start. After init, you see popper.js, so I say yes to install missing dependency. Okay, the installation is complete, as you can see. We have Bootstrap with the version 5.1.3, and it also modified some file. As you can see, we have the Angular JSON, and there is the styling here. This is the general styling. So I will explain if you are on a local machine how you can do that. To use the Bootstrap, what you can do, it's just in the style .css, it's the general CSS, to import the Bootstrap that you have installed. When it's done, we can test it. We will create just a simple button to see if everything is correct. Okay, I have a try and it works. So as you can see, I have the button with the style with the Bootstrap. So this is a test that you can do. If you don't know which component you can use of the styling, you can watch the documentation to do a test. But this is just a simple test to see if everything is okay. If it was not the case, you will see no the styling not appears here. So in this case, there is something wrong in the configuration of missing a package. Okay, when you do the installation of the package, it will do an npm-e and the name of the package. It will be the Bootstrap. But if you do on the local machine, you need something else to do. The first thing that you need to do is npm-e Bootstrap. So if you are on local machine, you can do that. After, okay, to better understand, I have taken another project that I've created and I can show you exactly. So you create a new project. After, don't forget to go inside your project if it's not the case, because this command will be executed. You have the package JSON here. So this is the step when you are on a local machine and you are not on stack Blitz. So you want to install the Bootstrap, you just do like this, npm-e Bootstrap. Okay, I will not run that because it's already run. After, I watch in the package JSON, I see the Bootstrap, it's installed here. The next step, you go to Angular JSON here, and you go in the section Architect, Build, and after with under the assets, you have the styles. So put always the general style in the last position and not in the first, because before you must load the library. After you put the node modules, the Bootstrap dist, CSS, bootstrap.min CSS. You do exactly the same if you have other library, like I have used it here for as some, so it's also possible. This is a library with icon, but it's something else. But it can be interesting. After, you need the Bootstrap .main.js, It's a bundle, so there is also other things related, so you don't need external library, but you can put also jQuery. Actually, it's not anymore used because it's used a popper. It's another library. Okay, when you have done, you are good with the installation in local machine. Okay, I go back to Stack Blitz. So you just go for the easy way. So I go here, I put Bootstrap, it do an npm-e, it install everything, and I put in the style the import here. Okay, seems good, and I have tested with just a button to see if everything is okay. Okay, the next step that we can do, it's a little bit explore the library. I'll show you the button. As you can see, you have a different style: primary, secondary, success, danger, running, info. Don't hesitate to use this kind of class here. It's always the main class here, and you have the apply styling. So there is no secret on that. We can watch the code here. If you are like me, just curious, you go and inspect on the object, right click, and you can see you have the button here. It's the main thing, also with a padding, with a font size, as you can see the padding here, the border, the matching. And after you have the color for the primary, it will be changed because it's another background color, and sometimes another color for the text, like it's white, and here it's black. So as you can see, we have this functionality. If you go here for the hash over, you can see when you do the hash over, what's the color. So it will be slightly different. If you go here, it's a little bit different than here. So I will just disable that so you can see better. As you can see, it's totally different. It's darker. Okay, so for example, we will just copy all this kind of button to test it in the application. Okay, we have just put all the buttons here. So you see it needs a little bit space, so we can do that like this way. So just for the demonstration, I just put a margin on the button, the class general here. So you can put other property also there. Seems good. We can explore the other style. I will not copy paste everything, but you can see here. We have the button tags, we have the outline buttons. This seems really nice if you want something for a game, for example. We have the size also, if it's a large button or a small button. And we have the disable state. So as you can see, it's a little bit gray. We have alpha transparency when it can be there. And we have also the block button. It seems more like you're on the smartphone, so you have a button that takes all the space here. And we can use the grid. So we will see the grid just after, but of later. But for the moment, we can keep that simple. As you can see, if I mention that, you must understand some principle. So if you have that here, you have the grid, but you have a gap of 2. So it means you have the space that you can see on the left and on the right. I don't know if it's really clear, but it's really important to understand that it's some concept that we have here. If you take here, we have the call 6. So you must imagine that you have 12 columns, and if you take 6 and 6, it will be exactly two columns to divide the screen. And after, we will put some gap here. So this is really important concept. Also, we have the flex. So maybe we can do a little bit demonstration about the flex just after. You have the toggle state also. When you click on some button, you can toggle. So it means it's active or not active. Like you can see, you can change the color also. And yeah, you can change also some properties that is putting by default, as you can see. So if you use some variable like here for the SAS, you can change it, the padding, the font family also. So this is possible also to do a custom button like you can see here, that you can define by your own here. Okay, so you see there is a lot of property that you can see here and that you can adjust. For example, the button, if you are not satisfied with the font size, you can change the font size like here. If you are not satisfied with the shadow, it's the same here. But don't forget, it will be applied to every button. It seems logical because you must have something really homogeneous. Okay, so I will explain a little bit the SAS here. As you can see, with the SAS you can create some method, and with this method it's a call, and you can put all the parameters that you need when you are calling this method. Okay, so we will not go so deep in there, but this is totally possible here. Okay, so we have seen the buttons and the basic things about the buttons. So let me to introduce a little bit the display flex here. You can test the flex online with the developer here, and you have some documentation here. So this is really interesting because you can apply that directly. We have the flex. This is really an important concept, and we have already used that for some tutorial before. So don't hesitate to use that. The first, it's 1, 1. What does it mean? It will be equal for every div that you have here. So here we have a 3 div, it will be 1. If you put 2, it means that it will be a repartition with a 2 on the first. So it will be the case here. So if you see here, we have the 2. If you put 1 and 30 pixel, what does it mean? You have the 1 for the repartition, and for the rest you take 30 pixel. So as you can see, it's really different because we have one and the other are 30 pixels. So if we think, I don't know, more like this, you will see the other are 50 pixels. And if you take the last one, it will be 1, 1 and 100 pixels. So it will indicate really clearly what is this. It's to grow, so to take the space, and shrink, it's just to the opposite, to not fill the space. And you have the flex basis. So if you use the flex basis, so this is the third parameter. This is really important to know that it's the percentage of the white, and this is the new concept when you use flex. So you can put also the percentage, but if you use flex, it's better to use the flex basis. Okay, let me to explain a little bit better, because when it's on the internet, it's not really evident. So what we will do, we create just a 3 div. So as you can see, we have the main container on the top, and inside you have the div children. So I've put a different class so you can see exactly what we are doing. We have the main div. It means for each div I will put an 8 with a border, and we will put a special color for everyone, so for the red, for the purple, and for the yellow. After I've put the margin for everyone, so you can see the space. So now by default it's a flex 1. If I do anything by default, it's the default one. So as you can see, I will put nothing. So if we do nothing, we don't have the flex to be adjusted. So I will put flex 1 to everyone. So this is really important. So we put flex 1 to everyone. Okay. After, when you have that, just it's for your understanding, I will put flex 2. So it will make the repetition on two column, as you can see. So this is extend to 2. You can extend to 3, for example. So it will be 3 columns. So you see, it's more and more takes place for the first one. Okay. So if the first is a 3, we can see the two first column are 2. So it will be exactly the same for the red and the purple, and the yellow will be really a small. So it will be a small one here. Okay, this is the repartition. This is really interesting to control that. If you need to do some display flex for the T1, T2, and T3 inside, you can put a display flex inside for the children, and we can justify the container to the center. As you can see, it will be in the center, and in vertical it will be align items to the center. Okay, you have some property. If you do justify container for flex start, it will be at the start, as you can see. If you do at the end, it will be at the end. And you can do the same vertically. Flex start, it will be vertically. And flex end, it will be vertically here. Okay, but we can let for the demo here just in the center. Okay, seems good. I have duplicated some element here, as you can see, and I have applied no wrap. By default, it's no wrap. So if I stretch the screen, as you can see, nothing happened. Now what I can do is to wrap. It means it doesn't fit anymore on the row, so you can adjust the layout when I resize here to go at the line when it's possible, as you can see here. Don't forget, here we have some adjustment with the grow and the shrink. So this is some possibility that we have put in here. Okay, you have some basic here. So you have by default it's on the row, but I will put that on the column so you can see what is this in the column. So we have exactly the same that we have before, but on the column here. So this is really important to know, because you can adjust here, you know, for the direction here. So as you can see, you can manipulate also with the flex. You have exactly the same control with the justify container. So if you want to do that on the start, you can do flex start. So, and you can do at the end also. So this is possible also. So I will do flex start here. So you see it will be at the start. Okay. We can go back to the documentation of Bootstrap. So as you can see, you have the H1, H2 default for a big title if you need it. So this seems really good. If you create your own graphical chart, don't do something really crazy. Be consistent and be inspired by a big enterprise. So you need something really in the same way. So I mean, if it's H1, it will be the bigger, and H6 it will be the smaller. So keep this same ratio than here, but be consistent everywhere. Okay, as you can see, you can apply also the H1 to a P paragraph. So this is also possible. You have the display 1, display 2. This is another typography, as you can see, and it seems really good if you need it also. You have the lead text also that you can use. So we will just copy here, so you can copy the block of the code, and we can test it. So as you can see, we have a lead paragraph here, just with the class of the lead. Okay, we can go further. You can strike your text. I don't know if you do sometimes some CSS, but there is already some property. So just for an example, I do the lead that we have here. I put the text decoration with line through. So it will put the line with a strike on this. But you can use also Bootstrap. It's always some functionality here, as you can see. So if you use the property del, like here, it will be the same thing that we have done. So it will take from the DOM this element and will pass the text decoration with the line through, as you can see. But this is more simple to use that. Okay, you have the same for the other. As you can see, you have the strong. So this is really important. So don't use the B, it's the old way. So now this is strong. And you have also small for the small text. And if it's a little bit italic, you can put EM like here. And you can see it's italic. Underline it will be U. And for ints, as you can see, this is an insertion line, so it will be exactly the same. You have some shortcut for del, it will be also S to do this exactly the same. Okay, so this is really important concept. You have the block codes. So I don't know if you see exactly what is this, but we can show. So this is a code that you can put here for, I don't know, for something famous that you want to put, you can put here. For example, you can put something like this. I think, therefore, I am, from René Descartes. So this is really simple, you can see here. You can do something more sophisticated, like here. So we can do something like in this way. So I will just copy that here, as you can see. And I will just copy what I have here. I will just remove, you know, the name here, and I will put below. So this is something really good. And I can put the source where I've taken, it's from a book or something like that. So we can put here. So you see the look and feel seems really good. Okay, we can go here. You have the list with the bullet points, so maybe you already know. So you can put the UL and with the LE. And this is LI, sorry. So this is really something that you can do here with some points. You have the inline, so you see the list is on the same line. And you can do something more complicated, like here, for to do a description list here. This is really nice because it seems like the column, so but it will be displayed with a title on the left of a label on the left. And you have already some property if you use the Sass. So I don't know if you know Sass, but it's powerful. So you can do some inherit variable. You can use something more oriented object with the styling. So this seems really good. So as you can see, you have the dollar. It means that it's a variable, and you have the value that you want to put on this variable. Okay, so this is seems really good. We can go further for the image. Okay, the image seems really nice. So you can put your image in the same way that you have here. You can put the thumbnail here, and you can align some image also. So as you can see, you don't need to create your own class. You can use the rounded if you want a border radius on this image. Float start and float end. This is exactly to position on the left of on the right at the end. Why the start and the end? Because it's from the flex, so start and end, it comes from there. Okay, you have the D block, so it means display blocks, And MX auto, what is this? It's margin left and margin right will be auto. So it will be a fit here, as you can see. Okay, just for the example here, I take an image online and I've put the rounded and the deblock and the MX auto. Just you can see better what is this. So if I remove that, it will be no margin on the left and on the right. So if you want only on the left, you can do MS auto. If you want to do the opposite, so it will be at the end, you put like this. If you want in the two, on the start and the end, you can put the X. Okay. So this is the first part of the tutorial for Bootstrap. I will do another tutorial for the other option that you can see here. There is a lot of things that we can see, but I think we will cover the grid in the next tutorial. You have already seen the display flex, so you will be the better understanding of the grid in the Bootstrap. Why? Because it use the display flex. So this is the reason why I've introduced that today. So don't forget that. I will do maybe a small recall of that in the next tutorial. I hope you have learned a lot of things. So I invite you to see the next part of this tutorial. So thank you to follow me and see you soon. Bye.